Hi, everybody. So I just had someone asking me how she should handle if someone has a very different view and feeling about something than she has. And it was about holistic medicine, that she told me that there's a lot of opinions out there that holistic medicine is really bad, that healings are bad, that we don't have the right to treat people, or that holistic practitioners don't have the right to treat people in the same way as conventional psychologists or doctors do. So I don't want to talk specific about that subject, but also here, of course, there is a responsibility that we have to know there is a limitation in all aspects, or in different aspects that we have, but also there's limitation on the other side. What I want to talk more about is to really know that this is a time where duality and different opinions and different feelings about things are as far opposite as they probably have never consciously be before, that we never have felt that split between many different opinions and views and things than we do now in this world. It seems almost like that duality has increased. I hear to say that's not really the case. It's just that it really gets very conscious to all of us, or most of us, especially when you are a healer, a light worker, a holistic practitioner. You will be aware and awaken enough to really feel and realize that duality. Most of all, the question was also, what should I do? Should I go more into that, or do I question myself? Should I question myself? There is always different opinions. There is always different view on things. And I said many times, I believe that each one of us, we have a different reality in this dimension. We all see the world with our own programming, with our own experiences that we carry forward, with our own traumas. Every judgment that we give outside is finally something that we feel uncomfortable within. Reality is a mirror. Everything mirrors us something from ourselves. In my understanding is that we are each one a spark of expression of the divine, in order for us to remember each other about more of ourselves, and to finally come back to ourselves and make peace with all the parts of ourselves that we haven't. Especially when it comes to judgment and pointing on others, hating even each others for certain ways of living. Again, it's a reflection of something that we are uncomfortable within. Which, again, I said it many times too, it's not that we are not wanting to acknowledge what is lived by the ego and what is lived from our heart. What is lived by the ego not necessarily serves everybody in the highest intention of love. Whereas things, or a life lived and things done by the heart, are considering all of creation from the intention of love. Again, here everybody has chosen their part to be part of this big puzzle, to do their part in order for the support of each one of us to wake up to beyond this matrix, beyond this program, beyond this reality, realizing that we are merely a spark of the divine in a physical body, living as humans, having an experience here, but that is all just I often even hear a holographic reality, which is fed not just by our thoughts and emotions and experiences and the way that we talk it, the way that we are running on our programs that are usually very unconscious, but also through other sources. So what I want to share really is to, or what I feel guided to share is to listen to other opinions. Yes, you may want to, consider different aspects. You may want to meet that in love and compassion, and then really feel for yourself what's true for you, which again, it does not have to be true for anybody else. And live according to what you feel personally in your heart. And I feel that's in all aspects of our lives. For sure, when you're working with people, you want to know your limits, you want to know how far can I support a person, what I am capable of doing, when do I need to bring someone else in. So also there, you always want to not just check where you feel and where you at with certain opinions and, views on things, but also you want to know your own limitations in terms of what I'm capable of. And especially when it comes to helping others, we need to be humble enough to know I can support a person that far, but then I need to help bring in others for that person to be best supported. So you always want to check according to the highest good of the person, what this person really needs, where is this person at. And again, here I just want to come back to this question of this person. Sometimes also medication has its place. Western medicine has its place. All of the medicine, and I talk about holistic and Western medicine as well, has its place for certain conditions. And there's wonderful tools out there that we need to bring in for certain conditions and also can support each other. So it's important to also always check in with yourself. I am humble enough to also know my limits when it comes to supporting another person or when it comes to sharing my opinions, because each opinion that you share influences people. It influences the collective energy because it's brought out there. Even by thinking, you're influencing it, but by bringing it out there with your voice, it's a different kind of manifestation that comes with a very strong energy. So be always mindful where you're speaking from, where you're thinking from. Are you in your heart or are you in your human condition of having or running on a certain program that you feel it's true for you and that you bring on with force? Because again, that's not lived and expressed from your highest light, your highest intention of love. And I feel often for myself that other opinions, other views can be very beneficial for myself to also always recheck with myself, question myself, where am I at? How do I do my work? How do I walk through life? And then reflect on that from my heart, and then come back to myself and be like, okay, with all this vastness of information, of duality that is so present right now, it's to then conclude for myself where I'm at, and with the knowing that this is only or needs to be only right for me, for no one else. And then I can maybe share that in my truths from my heart into the world for others to maybe have another input to, again, for themselves to consider other opinions, and so supported and be supported to grow and go deeper within themselves and really find their own truth in their hearts. So that's my answer to this question that I felt was important to share publicly, like on here, in order for other people maybe to take something out of that, because I feel many struggle at the moment from so much overwhelm of information and contradictory information, and not just from media channels, but also from people, and the division and the feelings that come with that division. So remain in your heart and consider others in their truths, even though they may speak from their personality rather from their heart, but knowing that's where they're at. Also knowing that when you're on the path of awakening, you may bring very unconventional concepts and opinions out there that for people are very hard to comprehend, because they are beyond the third dimension, they're beyond the mind, that feel very threatening. Because once we go there, and I'm sure most of you watch that, you know that you will have to consider your whole reality, which at this point still many people are not ready for that, to question their identity, to question the programming that they live in, to question everything they ever have believed in. Accepting that there is more than this third dimension, and that we all may run on a program in asleep, and the shock of the first wake up is the biggest one, as we know, bringing you into a dark night of the soul that can feel very like a death. It's like a death of yourself, and that needs a lot of courage, and it needs a certain openness, and it needs a readiness to go there. And I'm sure most of you know that. And even with ourselves, who consider ourselves to be on the path of awakening, we also still have to always go to certain cycles and different cycles of this rebirth and death, which they get a bit easier to handle, because they become familiar, and we kind of know, oh wow, that's that, right? Then the first one, it's you don't know what's happening with you and the world anymore. So be compassionate, and know also, don't question yourself in your own truth, because you are here to bring different opinions, and not opinions, I would say different views on things, different concept of reality, different concept on healing, different concepts in really everything. There is the time of this new paradigm with new inventions, which are maybe haven't been on Earth ever, or not for thousands of years. And you sharing information that are channeled, that are coming from a higher dimension, that come with a vibration that people may really feel threatened. So be mindful about that, or just know that that's probably why you may feel sometimes rejected, or you may not feel heard, or you may even feel judged. So that's your journey. That's why you're here, and that's why you have done all this work that you have done, in order for you to hold that space for yourself, even if you meet resistance, and know you speak for the people that are ready. And not everybody's ready, and that's fine too. So make sure, again, in conclusion, just to summarize that yes, it's a huge time where the duality becomes apparent, it becomes conscious. It's valid, and it's important to consider other opinions sometimes, and to go into different realities of people, to research for yourself where you at, and maybe you discover something for yourself that you have missed, and then come back to your own truth and feel with all this vastness of information what's your truth, and know that we are all where we at, and that's okay. Everybody has its chosen play in this game, and the past can change anytime. And know that you're here for unconventional, if we call it that way, unconventional new information and new ways of doing things. So the majority of people are struggling with those new concepts and are maybe even feel threatened and scared. So meet that with compassion and just keep on your track and keep your path, and let your light shine, and speak your truth with love and compassion without any expectation of approval or confirmation. It's about speaking for the ones who can hear you and who can feel supported by you, and through that slowly unraveling a change in the collective, in the world, and I guess far beyond that. So I hope that has any information for you that can support you where you're at, and I will do more videos in these current weeks. And if you have any questions or subjects that you're interested in, please let me know and just DM me. I would love to speak more about the things that you are struggling with right now, or that you would love to have a different view on things. So I send you lots and lots of love and big hug. Bye.